Hi everyone, so this is Carrie, of course, and I am currently packing to move to the Midwest. And while I was packing, putting the outer and inner sleeves on my records and stuff, and deciding where to put my jewel cases, I thought, why don't I show you some of my music? This is not everything, but I'm not doing everything. I'm just doing what's here right now. I can probably show y'all another time after I've settled in and some time has passed my growing music collection. I have had people around me who have liked physical media all my life, partially because I grew up around a lot of older people, so they had physical media before it kind of entered this renaissance that we're seeing with it right now. So I was always around a lot of cassettes, videos, burning your own CDs, all this type of stuff, home videos, everything. And I like buying CDs, so I'm going to show y'all my CDs that are here right now. So we're going to start with this one. This is Future Nostalgia by Dua Peeps, Dua Lipa. This album was a really good pop album. A lot of people listened to this album, wore it out during those early COVID days. And I understand why. It was a fun pop album. It had good production. Her bass lines are always fun. They're even more fun when people cover them. The lyrics are relatable, but also not so juvenile that it's like annoying to listen to it, you know what I mean? And the era itself, like, she dragged that era on. Like, when people talk about bring back pop eras, Dua Lipa brought back a pop era, okay? That thing stretched for like 3 years. New single here, new single there. Performing here, performing there. Disappearing, coming back again. So I really enjoyed this album, and I think this is one of the ones with a picture in the, yes, I did enjoy this picture. I think the deluxe version of it has her in a different outfit or like facing a different direction or something. I don't remember, but it's a different picture. This is what the photo book looks like. It's not one of the ones that has a photo shoot inside. That's a nice picture too. The next one is going to be The Age of Pleasure by Janelle Monáe. A lot of people opted to getting the record because the colors of the vinyl themselves were fabulous and beautiful. And also the middle insert picture was, I think, a frontal shot. And people, you know, when Janelle started this era, people were talking about her having her boobs out so much that it was like to the point of, I was trying to ask if everyone commenting were children, because I understand Janelle, she been in her black and white, yeah, that's always been my camo. But oh my goodness, she like 30 something. If she want to have her boobs out one time, I think we'd all survive. I was just so fascinated by the amount of commentary on that without any commentary on liking or disliking the album, or, you know, whatever they felt about it, compared to her older albums that were really conceptual and it took you on this different sort of adventure, as opposed to the one that's in this album, The Age of Pleasure. But I enjoyed the album. I enjoy her older albums as well. I think that she's making one of her older albums into a graphic novel or something like that. Okay, the next one we're going to talk about is this ateez, The World Episode 2 Outlaw album. I really like how you can tell already that there's this sort of conceptualized, fictionized world. It's like a comic. You can see the lines and stuff. The perspective of it gives you that something's happening here and it's larger than life. And then, oh, I love this logo. And then the perspective here, this sort of, you know, in the Spider-Verse, when Miles is falling, but he's like falling upside down. This is kind of like that. It's sort of this like comic style brutalist illustration that I think really highlights the sort of tension in this type of conceptualized album, and I really like that. Since this is an ateez album, you know how to show you the photo cards. There's Uyang, there's San. I'm pretty sure this is the outline of Yo Song. Once again, this one has the lyrics and some pictures. I think would have been underwhelming if it didn't have any pictures alongside the lyrics. Oh, that's a good picture. This is what the CD itself looks like. Now, I will say the production on this album is truly stellar. Like, the CD itself almost makes it look like when you listen to it, you'd be underwhelmed by the production, but you really wouldn't be. It's really great, and it just occurred to me, like, this CD don't even do it justice. But I do like the sunburst pattern there. Now, the next one, actually, I'll just do them together. This is The World Episode 1, which was the album before this one. This one is only showing Wooyoung, so all the pictures in here are his. This is what that CD looks like. I like the album, not the album, I like the logo here. I feel like it suited the sort of mixture of electronic and grungy, and it's a sort of darker electronic pop with a mix of grunge and a little bit of Muse mixed in. And together, these two albums, I think they're really stellar projects, really good production. This is the orange color. This is a bold color, y'all. I think it really suits the album. Like I said, those are the pictures, lyrics, things like that. You know, giving credit to different people involved with this album's production. That's a good picture. Okay, next I'm gonna move on to Megan Act 1. I really enjoyed this sort of Cobra, Mamushi. Was there another one? Cobra, Mamushi, Rattle. I enjoyed that. That sort of coming out of your skin, shedding your skin, metamorphosis, the butterfly imagery throughout as well. I will say I enjoy Act 2 more, but I don't own the Act 2 CD or actually anything from Act 2 because I know there's gonna be an Act 3, and so I'll just wait till Act 3 comes out because inevitably the older songs will end up on that CD anyway because it's gonna end up being one long compilation CD. So I'm not gonna buy Act 2 and Act 3. I think the choruses on Act 2 were better, which I find so funny because Megan said that like somebody had helped her with like the choruses on Act 1, but then all her fans and everybody liked when she just did it herself on Act 2. But I think what it is that when Meg is on a song, it's possible that she'll just keep making new verses and she'll never really have a refrain. So I think what she wanted to do was have songs with proper refrains, but they just ended up being kind of repetitive, and so that's what people didn't like about those as much. But I loved this whole photo shoot, and I've been wondering, like, what did they make this sort of liquid out of? Because I feel like, you know, once the camera was off, she was like, please get this off of me, because it could not have felt good, especially it was cold wherever they were doing the photo shoot. I'll just show you. When you look at the CD, you can see sort of that egg cracking texture, which goes along with everything we've seen otherwise. I'll also say, even though I don't own Act 2, the album cover for Act 2 gives like more mixtape vibes, which is also what the songs give, which I think is why her long-term fans liked it more, because it seemed more like Tina Snow Meg as opposed to Megan. But I also feel like it's unfair to deny her the Megan as opposed to the Tina Snow, because like she released Traumazine. She was talking about everything on there. People didn't listen to Traumazine. Now she released this, and they're like, why are you being so like, I just want Meg to talk about serious stuff. How long do you want her to talk about that? She already did on Traumazine. The word trauma is in the album name. Go listen to it. This is With a Hammer by Yaeji. Funny enough, I think she went to Carnegie Mellon, which is next to the undergrad that I went to. I found that fun. I love her facial expression here. Like, she's not playing. She's gonna beat you with a hammer. I love the production on this album. As far as I know, she was very involved in this album, produced it herself. Let me see if I can. She also has some vinyl, and I loved the pink vinyl. It was so beautiful, but it was just not in my budget, and I wanted to have ownership over this album in some way, so the CD was fine. She also has a some sort of like diary and like photo book where she drew a lot of the pictures and they go along with the songs. I think that'd be cool to own too if you're interested in things like that. I am, because I'm interested in how they change your perception of the music over time, but once again, it just wasn't in the budget at the time. These are the pictures in the back. And I love her bangs. I love a sharp bang. Yes. And then this is what the back looks like. Bing, bop. Can you see the little hammer? Yep. She also has a draw. How can I there we go. She also has this drawing there. I really like that. I think the first song I heard from her from this album was called For Granted. When I think about it, I don't even know how it got to be this way, how it got to be so good, how it got to be. When I think about it. I love that song. Okay, Lianne La Havre. Oh, Lianne, I love this album so bad. It's just beautiful. There was a time where I just kept listening to Weird Fishes over and over and over. It was getting to be a bit much, but sometimes you just have to get lost in a song. And from this picture, I could just tell, like, I could get lost in this album. Just put it on, lay down, and just listen. Like, sometimes you don't play the album while you're doing stuff. You just lay down and listen. Here is the middle. This is another album where there are not photos in the insert, but it is stylized, and I do like that it's still stylized. Lianne La Havre's. Love this album. What the CD itself looks like. I think that's a pretty shade of purple. This album is Super Bloom by Kiefer. This is an electronic album. This is an album that I sometimes put on in the background and just do little things. This image also always kind of creeped me out because I just imagine, what if they start moving and crawling? There it is again. This is all that's in here. Stone's Throw. I do enjoy this album. It's pretty chill, all things considered. You can kind of tell from the album artwork. I mean, sometimes album artwork throws you for a loop, but to me, this one it's pretty representative. Okay, next we have No Drugs. This is by DPR Cream and DPR Arctic. This is another electronic album. It's enjoyable. The type that, if you want to chill, you could just play it in the background, have a good chill time. You can play it while you're doing stuff. If you want to dance, you can play if you want to dance. Here's what it looks like. I like that even though there was no insert, because it's not a paper case, you know, they just kept it going with the checkered pattern from the paper to the actual CD. That's fun. Let me take this out so you understand who DPR Cream and Arctic are. Right, so the one standing is Arctic, the one on the ground is Cream. You're right. Okay, so this one is Cream, this one is Arctic. They worked on this together. DPR is a very self-sustaining small label, so they pretty much did everything themselves. I think it's good when small labels and indie labels can produce something physically into the world. You know, a lot of these things, music videos, producing an album, producing vinyl, costs more than you might think it initially does, especially when you know, the return might not be as big because they might not be as well known, but they've been grinding for a lot of years, the whole DPR team, of course, Ian and Live as well, Dabin. And so I'm always proud when they get to put out something physically, because like you should if you can. I love this album, Walk Through Fire by Yola's Country Soul. I love some country soul, let me tell you. And, you know, acknowledgements, the picture, the back. Yes. This is an album. Even while I'm talking about this, I'm thinking of other albums that I want to get, that sort of live in this family. There's an album by the Black Pumas that I want to get. Have not been able to get that as of yet, but it's not really my priority. My priority is affording to move, so I'll get it after if I can get this out, I'll get it after I'm moved. Okay, you know what, hold on. Here we go. This is what the album looks like. I like that font. Doesn't have any pictures, but once again, it is stylized. By Easy Eye Sound. Yola, Walk Through Fire. Okay, next we have this Steve Lacy album. Someone bought this for me. Also bought me the Super Bloom album. I like this little guitar. You know, I don't think I ever looked at. Okay, never mind. Here's why I never looked in the photo book. It's because there isn't one. My bad. Okay, next is Renaissance. I feel like I don't have to explain Renaissance. Like, if you're watching this, you've probably heard this album or heard of this album or seen the giant horse somehow, some way. So I'll just show y'all the middle. I do enjoy the stylization of it. Renaissance, looks like a Renaissance painting. It's supposed to be implications of a sort of Black Renaissance, however you want to interpret that. I do really enjoy the disco horse though, I have to say. What's his name? Renee? That's so fun. Okay, after struggling to get this photo booklet out of its casing, I wanted to open this so that I could show y'all that this poster came in it. I do love a poster insert. Even though I don't really put them up. This is the poster insert that came with it. And then this is the other side. And then it goes back into the middle of this page. And I'll just show y'all a couple more since I already fought for my life to open it. Next is The Temptations, Volume 1 of the Best of the Temptations. This is Volume 1, so it's from the 60s. I love that Otis is still here, so they're still actually coming to see Otis. This is the picture there. Quite lovely. We've all seen these best of albums, but not everybody has seen what the leaflet looks like. This is what they look like. Little biography, some photos. Yeah, they got some nice pictures. Oh. Tells you what the songs are. Okay, next we're gonna talk about Glass Animals Dreamland. I do like this album cover. Funny enough, I don't listen to them like that, but I don't even remember how I came upon hearing this album. But I came upon hearing the album. I enjoyed it, and then this was on sale, and I was like, okay, and I got it. I do like this middle insert here. The shade of the purple, the shade of the blue. I really enjoy that. This is the back of it. When I've listened to this, it's usually been like 4 p.m. I'm laying down, I'm thinking I want to go to sleep, but if I take a nap now, will I be able to go to sleep at a good time later? And so I'm sort of in that between sleep and wake, you know, like I could nod off right now, or with a little coaxing I could get up. This is the type of vibe that I play this album in. This is what it looks like. Very hand drawn. Okay, next we're gonna go with Mother herself, Donna Summer, the very best of Donna Summer. Like, I'm sorry, if you're talking about pop, you're talking about disco pop, you're talking about any of this stuff, and you're like, oh, this girl did it first, and the girl is from like 2006. Like, no, Donna Summer probably did it. And that's not even trying to be funny toward 21st century pop stars. It's just like, Donna Summer did it. I feel like people underrate the fact that she... Okay, so my phone died while I was trying to say that Donna Summer was everything, but it's fine. You guys understood my heart. This has some pictures of her, as well as some facts about her career. I think somewhere in here it talks about her book. Yes, I think it might be. Well, let me show you. Let me let y'all see the pictures first, but here it is. Excerpts taken from Donna's new autobiography, Ordinary Girl, The Journey. Yep. And then it just, you know, tells you little things about the songs. Let's see what She Works Hard for the Money says. I was on my way to a Grammy after party for Julio Iglesias, having skipped the ceremony because of an upset stomach. I had to go straight to the ladies' room as soon as I arrived at Chasen's restaurant in Beverly Hills. When I got to the restroom, I saw an attractive attendant sitting by a small television set, fast asleep. I looked at the woman and felt a wave of sympathy. This poor woman had to be cooped up in the bathroom all night long. I blurted out, "She works hard for the money." Okay, let's finish the middle here. I will go with Boa. As you guys can tell, I do enjoy a physical release along with music, if there is one. And so I really enjoyed these different covers that she had to mimic getting yourself a game. You know, of course it has a CD, but sometimes they give you the code, or you just get a little it's like cardstock paper, and you download the game. You don't always get the CD these days. But I grew up with my older cousins having stuff like this. When my one cousin gave me his old Nintendo DS, of course it had the cartridges. I like the CDs. I like the cartridges. I understand the allure of the code and the digital downloads. I mean, that's how I downloaded my Kirby game on my Switch Lite, but I really enjoy this, and so I was happy that she did this. Let me go in here a little bit for y'all to see. It's kind of one of those Hime haircuts, which is suitable. I love when people have Hime cuts. I like when people with locks do them as well. Once again, the snake imagery, of course. Boa. Yes. Okay. Marvin Gaye. I'm not going to say too much before his estate finds me, but this is the very best of Marvin Gaye. 22 songs on here. This is what it looks like inside. There's a picture here. But most of the rest of it is words. There's also pictures back here. Okay, next is Rakiyah's album. Rakiyah is another independent artist. From what I know, she made herself a lot of this outfit. She edited the cover. Obviously, she signed my album. She wrote the songs. She and some musicians produced the songs. She came up with the idea for being the cosmic queen. She came up with the concept of the cosmic queen. She came up with the costuming. She came up with the background. She came up with everything in here that you see. These are the lyrics. She came up with all of that, and so I was really happy, because I enjoyed this EP, to know that she was coming out with a physical version. Like I said with the No Drugs album, if you are a small label, an indie label, but you can even do, 100 physical albums, CDs, vinyl, even some people do special edition cassettes, whatever it is you can do, 100, 1,000, 500, one time only. It's really something to hold what it is you and your team have produced. So yes, Rakiyah, Cosmic Queen. Actually, I think I have a photo card, like with that one, like with this album. Hold on. Okay, I actually can't show you the photo card because it's already put away and I'm not unpacking. So let's just all imagine it in our imaginations. Next, I have Aretha Franklin. Oh, we all know Aretha, the very best of Aretha Franklin. Respect. Let me show y'all what all songs are on here. She has a lot of good songs, y'all. Hopefully, we all already knew that, though. I will not open this. The reason being, it is 2 CDs that are in here, and it is always a struggle to close it back once I've opened it. And I already fought it once today, so I'm not fighting it again. So let's just pretend that we saw me open it and show you the CDs and the insert. Finally, we are going to talk about Christmas with the Boys Choir of Harlem. I actually got this album at my local library for $1 this last week. They have these physical sales sometimes where they sell CDs, DVDs, hardcover, softcover, other things to raise money. And CDs are $1, DVDs $2. So I was looking through the CDs and I thought this one would be fun. And I didn't realize until I was coming home that it was signed by someone. So I thought, wow, got a signed CD. Boys Choir of Harlem. Once I listen to this, I'm going to look them up and see what else might be out there. So cool. What year was this? I didn't even know what year this was. And they were boys then. They're grown now. They might even be starting to get old depending on when this was. I think that's so fun to have something like this from your youth. I am on a high school choir CD. I assume my parents have it because I don't. I have no idea where that is. Oh, what's this? Wow, and you can order merch from them. It would be fun if their merch line was still open. This is what they were offering. Hat, t-shirt, jacket, backpack. Awesome. The Boys Choir of Harlem isn't just about music, it's about hope. Through its Choir Academy of Harlem, it provides boys and girls a way of escape, but the Boys Choir of Harlem needs your help in order to continue saving lives. I wonder if they're still around. I'll have to look them up. 1996. And they were already teenagers. Cool. I hope they look on this fondly. Got some info about who did what on all these songs, all giving the people their credits. Here's them recording live. I love that. We will definitely be listening to this one. Here are my CDs, and I'm gonna bundle these back up, pack them in a box, and tape the box shut. Like I said, if you can get albums by smaller labels, indie labels, anything like that, try to support them. It really can make a difference, because streaming, of course, you know, they get their little 0.015, however many, but getting an actual album or buying an album on Bandcamp, or if you can afford merch or go to a show, whatever the case may be, that more direct support of an artist gives them more than the streaming does. So if you can get on Bandcamp, or if you can buy the physical album, or if you can get yourself a little shirt with the merch don't always be good, but if the merch is good, you could get yourself a little shirt or something. It really can go a long way, especially for these artists that, you know, they really kind of have to do everything themselves, and they might be operating at a loss all the time. So yeah, these are my CDs, and I am happy to have shared them with you. And in the future, I'm gonna show y'all what else I got. Bye.